Welcome back to the channel JF Coin Think Again, because the 2006 Lincoln penny, yes, the one that millions of people overlooked every single day, could actually be worth hundreds of dollars. Today, we're diving deep into the amazing story, hidden history, and shocking market value of the 2006 Ultra Lincoln penny from the United States of America. Get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking every single penny in your house, your wallet, and even your piggy bank. Let's start with the basics. The 2006 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that first began back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design on the front, or obverse, features the iconic portrait of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. That same design has been used for over a century, making it one of the longest-lasting coin designs in American history. But what makes the 2006 penny so special? Why is one small copper-colored coin suddenly worth up to $442 on the collector's market? To understand that, we have to take a quick journey back to the mid-2000s. In 2006, the U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln pennies across three main mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these were regular circulation coins made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, just like pennies since 1982. But among these billions of coins, a few special ones stood out due to their extraordinary quality, unique errors, and striking condition. And those are the coins that collectors are paying big money for today. Some of the most valuable 2006 Lincoln cents are known as ultra, or high-grade, pennies. These are coins that were preserved in almost perfect condition straight from the mint, with no scratches, no wear, and a mirror-like shine that makes them look absolutely flawless. Coins graded as MS-69 or MS-70 by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are the real treasures. One such coin, the 2006 Ultra Lincoln penny in nearly perfect mint state, has been recorded to sell for as high as $442 in today's market. But what makes them so rare? It's all about the quality of the strike and the condition of the coin. Most coins that enter circulation get scratched, rubbed, or damaged, losing their original mint luster. However, those few that remain untouched, stored carefully since the day they were minted, are now highly sought after by coin collectors around the world. The difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth hundreds of dollars often comes down to microscopic details visible only under magnification. Now, let's talk about varieties and errors, because error coins are where the real money hides. In 2006, a few pennies were discovered with fascinating minting mistakes. Some showed doubling on the date or lettering, known as double die errors. Others had off-center strikes, die cracks, or even missing plating on parts of the coin. Each of these unique errors adds value, making collectors willing to pay high prices for coins that are truly one of a kind. Imagine finding a 2006 penny in your change with a minting flaw that turns it into a $400 collectible. That's the kind of excitement coin collectors live for. The history of the Lincoln penny itself adds even more importance. Since its introduction in 1909, the Lincoln cent has become a symbol of American coinage and history. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's face, Abraham Lincoln, breaking the old tradition of using only symbols or allegorical figures. Over time, the reverse design has changed several times, from the original wheat ears design used from 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial reverse from 1959 all the way up to 2008. And then finally to the shield design starting in 2010. The 2006 penny sits right near the end of the Lincoln Memorial design era, making it part of an iconic chapter in numismatic history. Collectors love the 2006 penny not only for its design but also for the nostalgia it represents, a connection to generations of American history. Many people remember receiving these coins in change, not realizing that some were actually special. Today, with the increasing popularity of coin collecting and online auctions, prices for high-grade modern coins have risen dramatically. People are discovering that even newer coins, not just old ones, can hold significant value if preserved correctly. So what should you look for if you want to check your 2006 pennies? Here are some key tips. First, look for mint marks, a small letter under the year 2006. If you see no letter, it's from the Philadelphia Mint. A D means Denver and an S means San Francisco, which usually indicates a proof coin. Proof coins from 2006 are some of the shiniest and most beautiful versions, made specially for collectors with mirror-like finishes. Those proof coins in perfect condition can also fetch hundreds of dollars when graded as PR69 or PR70. Check for any doubling, especially on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's eye and beard details. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's macro camera to zoom in. Doubling or unusual texture could mean a rare mint error. And third, make sure your coin is clean, but don't ever polish it. Cleaning can actually destroy its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and store it in a protective holder to keep it safe. Now, let's talk about the market value. As of the current coin market, regular 2006 pennies in circulation are worth their face value, 1 cent. However, high-grade uncirculated examples and error coins have been selling for impressive amounts. Graded 2006 Lincoln cents with the Ultra designations have sold between $150 to $442 depending on the condition and rarity. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint in PR70 deep cameo condition have also reached prices above $300. These prices can change over time as collectors compete for the finest examples, and as more people realize how scarce top-quality coins really are. Think about it. A coin minted just a few years ago, still found in everyday change, could secretly be worth hundreds. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when that next coin you find might be a hidden gem. And that's why the 2006 Lincoln penny has become a modern favorite among collectors. It bridges the old and new eras of U.S. coinage, carrying both history and hidden value in a tiny copper-plated disc. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't walk past it. Pick it up, take a closer look. That 2006 Lincoln penny you almost ignored could be an ultra gem hiding in plain sight, worth hundreds of dollars to the right collector. And if you're lucky enough to find one with a special error or in pristine condition, you might just be holding a small piece of American coin history, and a big piece of profit, right in your hand. So, start checking your change, go through your coin jars, and take a look at those forgotten rolls of pennies. Because even a single 2006 Lincoln penny, the humble 1-cent coin, could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt, and sometimes the treasure is right under your nose. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable US coins hiding in your pocket change, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update about the next rare coin that could make you rich. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, because every coin tells a story. Would you like me to make a shortened version of this same script, 2 to 3 minutes long, for use in YouTube Shorts or TikTok-style videos too? Today, we are diving deep into one of the most exciting coins in American history, the 1995 1-cent Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin you'd find anywhere. But what if I told you that this simple little cent could be worth hundreds of dollars in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. Some of these 1995 Lincoln pennies have been sold for more than $400, and even higher when in pristine mint condition. Now let's go back in time and talk about where this coin came from, its origins, its design, its history, and most importantly, why collectors all over the world are going crazy for this little piece of copper treasure. The Lincoln penny has a long and proud history. It was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and one of the most respected figures in American history. The original Lincoln penny design was created by Victor David Brenner, a famous sculptor whose initials VDB can still be found on certain versions of the coin. Over the years, the penny has gone through several design and metal changes, from the famous wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, and later to the shield reverse design that began in 2010. But the 1995 penny holds a very special place among collectors because of a unique feature, or shall we say, a unique error, that made it famous across the numismatic world. Yes, we're talking about the 1995 double-die obverse Lincoln cent, also known as the Ultra Lincoln penny. This is not your everyday coin. The double-die error happens when the design on the die is impressed twice at slightly different angles. This creates a noticeable doubling effect, especially visible on the letters in the word liberty, the phrase "I in God we trust," and the date 1995. If you ever come across a penny with this striking doubling effect, congratulations, because you might just be holding a miniature fortune. So what makes this particular coin so valuable? It's all about rarity, demand, and condition. The 1995 double-die penny was discovered by collectors soon after its release, and word spread quickly across the country. Coin enthusiasts started searching through rolls and jars of pennies hoping to find one of these hidden treasures. While many of these coins were found in circulation, most were already worn out from everyday use, which lowered their value. But those that remained in excellent mint state condition, especially uncirculated or certified examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, became highly sought after. In today's collector market, a flawless 1995 double-die penny can fetch prices of $300, $400, and even higher, sometimes over $442 for those in perfect condition with deep red luster and sharp details. Let's talk a bit more about how this doubling happened. In the mid-1990s, the U.S. Mint was still using traditional hubbing methods to make coin dies, and during that process, if the die shifted slightly between impressions, it would create a double image. The 1995 version is one of the most dramatic examples of this type of error in modern U.S. coinage, which is why it's often called the Ultra Lincoln. Even though millions of 1995 pennies were made, only a very small percentage were struck with this error, making it a rare find in circulation. Now, how can you tell if you have the valuable version? Take a close look at your 1995 penny under good light, or a magnifying glass. Focus on the word liberty, and the phrase "I in God we trust" at the top of the coin. If you see clear doubling of the letters, especially on the letters B, E, and R in liberty and on the words "I in God we trust," you may have a genuine double-die penny. Be careful though, because many people mistake regular worn coins or machine doubling for the true double-die variety. Machine doubling is much more common and does not add much value, while the true double-die is a distinct design error and can be confirmed by a coin expert or grading service. The reverse of the 1995 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo and had been in use since 1959. It shows the grand and detailed memorial building, with even the tiny figure of Lincoln visible inside between the columns. This reverse design continued until 2008 before being replaced by the shield design in 2010. So the 1995 penny stands as one of the later memorial reverse issues before the series moved into its modern era. Now let's move to value, the part everyone loves to hear about. A circulated 1995 double-die penny might be worth a few dollars depending on its wear, but an uncirculated example with its original bright red color can be worth between $150 and $442 or more depending on the grade. Some have even sold at auction for higher prices when certified in mint state 67 or above. Regular 1995 pennies without the doubling are still interesting to collectors, especially in perfect red condition, but they're usually worth just a few cents. However, it's always worth checking every 1995 penny you come across, because you never know which one could be the rare treasure. What makes this story even more amazing is that such a small coin, something that most people overlook or leave behind, could carry so much historical and monetary value. The Lincoln penny has always been a symbol of humble beginnings, of perseverance, and of American history. It's more than just a coin, it's a piece of heritage. And the 1995 Ultra Lincoln double-die penny reminds us that even the smallest details can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. If you want to start your own search, check your old jars, your drawers, or even your change after shopping. Examine each 1995 penny closely. You never know, your pocket change could be hiding a $442 treasure waiting to be discovered. And remember, coin collecting isn't just about the money, it's about history, art, and the thrill of discovery. So, my friends, the next time you see a simple 1-cent coin, don't just walk away. Look closer. Because that little copper piece might be one of the rarest coins still circulating today, the 1995 Ultra Lincoln Penny. Who knows, you might be holding a piece of American minting history worth hundreds of dollars, all in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing coin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos on rare coins, currency finds, and valuable treasures you can discover right at home. Share this video with your friends and family. Maybe someone you know is holding a rare penny and doesn't even realize it. Keep searching, keep collecting, and stay curious, because every coin has a story, and your next discovery could be worth a fortune. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we uncover even more rare coins that could change the way you look at pocket change forever. Would you like me to make this sound more dramatic and cinematic, like a voiceover for a YouTube coin documentary, with pauses, suspense, and emotional tone? That version grabs even more attention for views and watch time. Today we're uncovering the amazing story, value, and hidden secrets of the 1981 Ultra Lincoln Penny from the United States of America, a coin that has shocked collectors around the world. Scene 1. Background and history. The 1981 Lincoln Penny might look like just another ordinary coin from your pocket change, but it's one of the last pennies ever made with the classic copper composition that collectors love so much. Let's go back in time for a moment. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin became an American icon, known for its famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side and the proud Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a symbol of unity, strength, and freedom. But by the early 1980s, something huge was happening in the United States economy. The price of copper was rising rapidly. It became more expensive to produce each penny than the coin was actually worth. So, in 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating. That makes 1981 the final full year of the solid copper Lincoln pennies. And that's exactly why the 1981 penny is so valuable today. It represents the end of an era, the last true copper cent that carries both history and collector value. Scene 2. Mint marks and rarity. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each one has its own secrets and surprises. If your coin has no mint mark under the date, it was made in Philadelphia. If you see a tiny D, it's from the Denver Mint. And if there's an S, you've got a San Francisco proof coin, the premium version made with special polished dies and mirror-like surfaces. The 1981 S-proof penny is the one that collectors call Ultra Cameo, or Deep Cameo, and these coins can shine like a mirror, reflecting light beautifully. These ultra-quality proof coins, especially in pristine condition, can be worth hundreds of dollars today. But even regular 1981 and 1981D coins can be worth a fortune under the right conditions. Because of striking errors, die variations, and their copper content, they've become stars among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Scene 3. Value and what makes it worth $442. Let's talk about the number everyone wants to hear: value. A 1981 Lincoln penny might be worth 1 cent in your change jar, but if it's in mint state condition or graded highly by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth serious money. In top condition, a 1981D Lincoln cent has sold for over $442 at auction. That's right, over $400 for a single penny. What makes it so valuable? Condition, rarity, and errors. Coins that show sharp details, perfect luster, and no scratches can fetch impressive prices. Collectors pay the most for coins that are graded MS67 or higher, which means mint state, with almost no imperfections. Proof coins graded PR70 Deep Cameo are also in high demand. Imagine that, a flawless little copper coin, glowing with perfection, selling for hundreds of dollars because of how beautifully it was made over 4 decades ago. Scene 4: Common and rare errors to look for. Now here's something that could turn your ordinary penny into a jackpot. The 1981 Lincoln penny is known to have several fascinating minting errors. Look closely at your coin. Do you see doubling on the date, especially on the numbers 1981? Or on the letters Liberty or In God We Trust? That could be a double die error, and those are extremely collectible. Some pennies also have off-center strikes, broad strikes, or even die cracks that make them one of a kind. Others have been discovered with transitional planchet errors, where a coin was mistakenly struck on the wrong type of metal. These rare mistakes can turn a penny worth 1 cent into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So if you've got a 1981 penny that looks a little odd, don't ignore it. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Scene 5: How to identify a valuable 1981 penny. Here's what to do. Take a magnifying glass and inspect your coin under good light. Check the edges, the details on Lincoln's hair, and the clarity of the words on both sides. If it looks sharp and shiny with no scratches or discoloration, you might have a high-grade coin. If it's a proof coin with that beautiful mirror-like surface and an S mint mark, you could be holding something really special. And if it's graded professionally and sealed in a plastic holder marked PCGSMS 67 or higher, it could sell anywhere between $100 and $442, or even more depending on collector demand. Remember, the value of coins changes constantly in the market. As collectors compete for rare examples, prices rise. So, that 1 penny you found today might become even more valuable tomorrow. Scene 6: Why collectors love the 1981 penny. Collectors love the 1981 Lincoln penny not just because it's old, but because it represents history, craftsmanship, and the end of the pure copper era. Each coin carries the legacy of American minting and the spirit of change during a crucial economic time. For many collectors, holding a 1981 penny is like holding a piece of history, a link between the original 1909 design and the modern coins we use today. And because millions of people are now turning to coin collecting as a hobby and investment, these coins are becoming harder to find in perfect condition. That's why the value keeps rising, especially for high-grade examples. Scene 7: Final thoughts and call to action. So next time you come across a 1-cent coin from 1981, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, because that little copper piece could be worth hundreds of dollars. Check your jars, wallets, and old boxes. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because we bring you the most fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins every week. Comment below if you've ever found a rare 1981 penny or if you want me to cover another coin in detail. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. So keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe your next penny will make you richer than you think. Would you like me to make this script sound even more dramatic and emotional? Like a documentary narration, for example. In 1981, a small copper coin marked the end of an era. That can make your YouTube videos sound truly cinematic and professional. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1976 Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but has a hidden history, minting secrets, and surprising market value that will absolutely blow your mind. So grab your coin jar, maybe even check your wallet, because who knows, you might be sitting on a tiny copper treasure that's worth way more than just 1 cent. Section 1. The historical background. Let's start by traveling back in time to the year 1976, a very special year for America. The United States was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence, a time filled with patriotic pride, fireworks, parades, and of course, some of the most interesting coins in U.S. history. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins were redesigned with special bicentennial themes that year, the Lincoln penny remained the same. But here's where things get fascinating. The 1976 Lincoln penny, featuring the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, was part of a long-running series that began in 1909. However, Not all 1976 pennies are created equal. Some of them were struck with unusual errors, special die varieties, or unique minting conditions that make them incredibly valuable to collectors today. Section 2. Design and composition details. Now, the regular 1976 Lincoln penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. On the obverse, we see Lincoln's familiar profile facing right, with the word Liberty on the left and the date 1976 on the right. Below Lincoln's portrait, you can often spot a tiny mint mark, a D for Denver or no mark at all for Philadelphia. On the reverse side, the majestic Lincoln Memorial stands tall, and if you look very closely with a magnifying glass, you can actually see the tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, an incredible detail that makes this design a favorite among collectors. But here's where things start getting interesting. Some of these 1976 pennies have what collectors call ultra strikes, or ultra Lincoln pennies, coins that were struck with exceptional sharpness, high-quality dies, or unusual planchets, making them look almost proof-like. These special coins often shine differently, with crisp details and mirror-like surfaces, setting them apart from regular circulation strikes. Section 3. The rare varieties and errors. Now, let's talk about the fun part. The rare and valuable 1976 Lincoln penny varieties that can turn a simple coin into a mini fortune. Some of the most sought-after examples include 1976 double die averse DDO, where the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear doubled, giving the letters A shadowed effect. These are caused by a slight misalignment in the die-making process, and collectors pay serious money for strong examples. 1976 off-center strikes. If your penny's design looks shifted or cut off, that's a minting error that can make the coin worth hundreds depending on how much of the design is missing. 1976 broad-struck pennies, where the coin spreads wider than usual without a raised rim, creating a flat, pancake-like look. These are eye-catching and highly collectible. 1976 clipped planchet pennies, where part of the coin's edge appears to be missing or clipped during production. These odd-shaped coins are rare and bring premium value. And then there's the 1976 Ultra Lincoln penny, which stands out due to its extraordinary strike quality, often preserved in perfect condition. These are the coins that can command prices up to $442 or even more depending on the grade and rarity. Section 4. Grading and condition. Now let's talk about grading, because condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. If your 1976 Lincoln penny has heavy scratches, dull surfaces, or wear from circulation, it might only be worth its face value or slightly more. But if your penny is in mint state, MS condition, especially graded MS 65, MS 66, or MS 67, the price can skyrocket. A 1976 Lincoln penny graded MS 67 red, meaning it has a rich, original red copper color, can sell for anywhere between $300 and $442, depending on market demand. Some rare varieties in near-perfect condition have even fetched over $500 at auctions. So, before you assume your 1976 penny is just another coin, take a good look at its luster, color, and details. Sometimes, a single grade difference can mean the jump from a few dollars to hundreds. Section 5. Mint locations and their differences. There are two main mint locations for the 1976 penny: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. Philadelphia pennies tend to have smoother finishes but sometimes weaker strikes. Denver pennies, marked with a small d under the date, are often sharper and more plentiful in high grade. However, even within these mints, variations exist, and finding an unusually sharp strike, deep red tone, or unique error can mean big value for collectors. Section 6. The market value today. So, how much is your 1976 Lincoln penny worth today? Let's break it down. Circulated 1976 pennies usually sell for 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated examples in MS60 to MS63 grades can range from $1 to $10. High-grade MS65 to MS67 red examples can sell between $100 and $442, depending on collector demand and auction trends. Error coins like double dies or off-center strikes can go anywhere from $50 to $500 or more, depending on rarity and eye appeal. That means a simple penny that's been sitting in your drawer for decades might be worth a small fortune if it's the right one. Section 7. Why collectors love the 1976 penny. Collectors love the 1976 Lincoln penny not only because of its age or value, but because it represents a historic year in American culture. It's a reminder of the bicentennial spirit, of craftsmanship, and of how even the smallest coin can carry a big story. It's also one of the last years before the U.S. Mint began experimenting with new compositions. Just a few years later, in 1982, pennies switched from copper to a cheaper zinc core, making these older copper cents even more special. Section 8. How to check your pennies. Now, here's the fun part you can do at home. Grab a magnifying glass, a lamp, and your 1976 pennies. Check for any doubling on the letters, off-center strikes, or unusual shine. Compare your coin to pictures of known varieties online or in coin guides. If you think you've got something special, don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy the value. Instead, put it in a protective sleeve and consider having it graded by a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can make all the difference when it comes to market price. Section 9. Conclusion and call to action. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 1976 Ultra Lincoln penny, a humble 1-cent coin that could be worth up to $442 or even more. From its historical background to its rare varieties, every detail makes this coin a fascinating piece of American history. Next time you get change back from a store, look carefully at those pennies, because the next rare treasure might already be in your pocket. If you enjoyed learning about the hidden value behind the 1976 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video about rare coins, coin history, and the secrets of American currency. Who knew that something as small as a penny could hold such big stories and such big value? Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep checking your change and happy collecting. Would you like me to make this script sound more dramatic and cinematic, with pauses and sound cues, for voiceover or background music timing? It would make it perfect for an engaging YouTube narration.